The worst of my crimes. There we go.
Hooray.
Hooray. Hopefully everything works perfectly. I haven't even tested if the controller's working right now.
Huh?
I'd rather just let the opening screen scroll for a little bit. This thing will actually show you a surprising amount of gameplay. Like, this thing here happens ridiculously late in the game for how often, or for like, you know, a scene like this to be playing, an attract mode thing. It's like, we're up.
Yep.
Like Twitch is telling my phone that we're up.
Yep.
Always good.
Yep. Snoozed.
I snoozed, but it...
Crashing.
That's the thing, that's off a refreshed screen. Okay. Hello, Gale Boomer.
I wanna
You can hear / see
snooze it
us.
again, yeah. Hello.
Hopefully everything is working just right.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Clockwork Babbage. It might be my favorite console game, too. I'd have to really think about it.
I've never played it.
Ah.
I've seen people play it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. We are coming through just fine. We weren't sure if
Awesome.
Twitch was screwing up
Yeah,
hosting
it's
stuff.
Doing some weird thing when they auto-host.
Alright. I do love all the music in this game. Its opening theme is so, like, weird and creepy. It's funny, you're playing Ratchet and Clank, and there's a lot of sound
Yeah.
effects that I, like, just intrinsically associate with Metroid Prime
Oh.
as a series. Like, it's just things I hear, and when I hear them, I'm like, that's a Metroid, you know, like, it's a Metroid Prime sound.
Yeah, it's just like a spacey thing.
Yeah, it's very spacey kind of sound effects. And I know they're not the first game / property to use them, but they do feel like that's just what I come up with when I think about that specifically.
I count it. It's the closest I've gotten.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got Metroid Prime. Fusion and Prime probably were also my introduction to the series, I would say.
Oh, by the way, Twitch tags Metroid Prime as a Metroidvania.
I think it counts.
I know. I'm not sure it does.
It's 3D, but that's like the only knock against it.
It definitely gets the Metroid part.
Also,
That's
the
fair. I'm not sure what Vania, or is it the other way around? Is it a Vania but not a
but
Metroid?
less a Metroid. I would say that this is probably the most like Metroid-y of the Metroid Prime games. 2 is also very open and exploration focused. 3 is actually a bit more story driven almost.
So you're saying it's a Vania then?
Something like that. See if this works. It does
Alright.
work. That's good. Alright, so if you've been following me for a stupid amount of time, you might know that...
King Yu, thank you.
Hey, King
Did that
Yu.
pop up?
Oh.
I didn't hear it.
It should be up, but...
Oh, it went,
Okay.
but I didn't
But
hear
it didn't
like,
make any noise, yeah. Try replaying that real... Oh, it went into the, yeah,
Did the bits not make noise?
the bits definitely make noise. I think it's the alert box that is up for some reason.
Have to go.
Yep.
Just a sec. Yeah, the
Quick thing.
text went up, but the sound isn't playing.
It
I
wouldn't
don't
do the
know.
voice, but it should, like, play
Yeah,
a
it should
gif
read
of
it out, yeah.
Morgana. Yeah. It's like 100 is the bits for that, but it should still show it. So let's... Yeah, I might just need to be refreshed real quick.
Copy and paste. Yeah, sometimes Streamlabs just
Sometimes
breaks.
Streamlabs is just like, ah, we're done here. Ah, yes.
Oh, it's making you verify again.
Pardon us.
Pagata is awesome.
We'll just listen to this great Metroid music
Created
anyway.
that Twitch account 5 years ago.
That is wild to think.
Yeah, I just did, guess.
Good choice.
There we go. Okay, that is now working. Might be a little loud, but
Right, should mode off.
hopefully not the worst thing in the world. But yes, the first videos I was ever in for Let's Play would have been either Donkey Kong 64 that Dazzling Adder did, or Metroid Prime with Slow Beef.
Yep.
And I was the person who knew the game well enough that despite the fact that I was super awkward, he kept inviting me over for the things. And so I know this game pretty well. And one of the things I also did there was do a run through where I just broke the shit out of the game. And it basically, it was really fun because that's just how I play the game. So I'll basically just be doing this, getting whatever things I feel like. There was one trick I had to practice yesterday that Serene actually helped me get consistent at.
Yep.
After searching the internet for like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. My Google skills are very strong.
Mm-hmm. She had to dig pretty deep for it.
I did.
But overall, I am basically just going to fuck with the game. We're playing this on Dolphin, but we're playing it with the original release version, which is the one with all the fun bugs.
Yep. All the tech in it.
And yes, there is a randomizer for this. It's funny because until like a year ago, Dolphin was actually pretty bad at
running the Prime
the
trilogy.
Metroid Prime series.
Yeah.
Like, there's this whole thing about shaders that it's very in-depth, and you can actually Google, like, the Dolphin team writing about their ridiculous solution to them. But this game series was one of the worst ones that made the game just constantly stutter as it was loading new shaders or compiling new shaders.
Yeah. There are a lot of shaders.
Yep.
And it would just stutter loading them.
Yep. You may see some stutters while we're going here, but we are playing with a version that should handle most of them, and from what we've played, it mostly plays pretty nicely.
Yep.
So, fingers crossed with all that. Dolphin is incredible.
Yeah.
They basically emulate the entire, like, GPU effects API on the fly to do this. Oh, and yes,
the interlacing's on the pre-order video, yeah.
The interlacing is on the game, I believe.
it's in
That's
the game,
what it
yes.
looks like
Yeah.
when you play it on a TV screen.
Yeah.
The actual game does not
No.
have that, and that wasn't an emulator effect.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing they had in the... I don't know. It was the fact it was deliberately there.
Yes.
I guess to make it clear you weren't playing the game.
I guess it was sort of the
Like a
effect
sort
they
of
wanted to go with
movie.
here.
You know, TV
Yeah.
had that interlacing too.
Yeah,
It was
like
like,
a
you're
TV
watching
kind of
something on
thing.
TV, you know.
Anywho, so this is the frigate above Talon IV. That's Talon IV over there.
Hello.
It's been abandoned and sending out a distress signal, so Samus, being such a nice person, decided to show up and see what's going on.
Oh yes, also we should mention that we're playing on a PS4 controller. And because of that we had to map lock-on and strafe without lock-on to two different buttons.
Yeah, so like, if you look at this, like if you have something to lock onto, you normally what you do is press the L button all the way down to lock onto it. If you want to just lock like normally, you press the L button part of the way down, and Samus will essentially lock onto a point way in the distance and start strafing around that, which is sort of like walking sideways. Close enough, anyway. Yeah. On the GameCube, these are technically two different motions that don't quite map one-to-one.
It's an analog and a digital signal.
Yeah, like if you give it the analog signal, it does the lock. If you give it the digital signal, it chooses to lock on to the thing that you can lock on to, like that's in the center of your screen, if it can. Like 360 controllers and PS4 controllers don't do that. Mm-hmm.
So we had to map the analog to different buttons.
So basically my strafe button is different from my lock-on button, which if you've played these games is weird.
It's weird.
So that's something I gotta get used to a little bit.
Ooh, bug thing in there.
Ah, yes.
Hello.
You look fun.
Hello.
There's a few of them, in fact. I will try to like go for scan things and just get like little bits of information, because there's all sorts of stuff for that. I won't be getting all the scans because there's a lot of weird missable ones, but I'll definitely be looking around with the scan visor. This little guy.
Oh.
A parasite.
Parasite. Ooh.
They travel in swarms, you say.
Uh-oh. That's a big thing right there. On fire.
The big parasite is what it is.
Yeah.
But hey, it's dead.
It's dead. It's on fire. It's fine.
That's a space pirate. Let's say hello. Status. Weak life signs detected. He will actually shoot at you if you wait long enough. That's space pirates. Look around here. Escape pod coordinates. Research command center.
Ah, a bunch of escape pods.
Yes, this is actually the escape pod bay. Unfortunately, they all appear to be used. Like, I'm trying to do the lock on there. It wasn't doing it for me. So, it looks like some pirates seem to have gone down to the surface. Tail section. Mouth-like orifice. Used for birthing offspring. Ugh.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if I can get a good look at guy here. You know, in the fire. Oftentimes these search things are one specific place that you have to scan.
Yep.
High levels of radiation detected.
Ooh.
That's good.
It's a good thing we have a suit on.
Space pirate, death caused by severe flame damage to exoskeleton.
I'll do it.
How about this one? Death caused by severing of the spinal cord. That's fun.
I'll also do it.
Incredibly large muscle structure surrounding the jaw area. So it
So
sounds
we're
like
saying he's a bitey boy.
that's
right?
quite a bitey boy,
He's a bitey
basically.
boy?
Yes.
Bitey boy.
Fun fact, this is the one place in the entire game that you have to use the charge beam. It is literally optional beyond that.
Wow. Alright.
Which is good. We will lose it. You don't have to get it back.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, there we go. I would love an Obra version of the space pirate space wreck from Metroid Prime. Got led into here, and the game cleverly gives us the map. Yeah, there's definitely a few different pieces of pirate text around the ship, and a lot of them are severed spinal cord. Pirates do actually have a log entry, but you cannot get it here. You can't get it until you find them later.
Okay.
So we step around here, we get the map, we kind of get a, we can see that there's a whole big structure, and it seems to loop all the way back to the entrance.
I'm sure that's not important.
Probably not important. Let's not pay any attention to it.
Completely unimportant.
Instead, let's take a look at this. Parasitic infestation detected on the ventilation systems. Oh no. Two
Great.
Parasite Queen specimens.
Uh-oh.
Well, we may have found the first one.
That big one.
Yeah, but
Was it killed by the other one or by the pirates?
who knows? Frigate exterior hull stable and fully functional, so that's fine at least. Ground zero area secure. Crater radiation readings normal. Something about a crater. Probably not important.
Unimportant. Unimportant.
I don't think the game forces you to get the map there. You can totally skip it if you want. Platform doesn't seem to be functional. Something nearby that will turn it on. So this whole section is basically a big tutorial on, hey motherfucker, use the scan visor like all the time. And just the basics of, you know, shoot your gun to open doors, jump, look around at things. Look around you. Look around you.
And I can't. Can I just charge blindly ahead?
Could. Won't stop you.
That was a door that didn't want us to go.
Yeah, one thing that doors do in this game is hold up hide loading screens from you. So like, when you're in a room, the game is always loading the immediately adjacent rooms. And if you get through a room too quickly and shoot the door to try to open it while it's still loading, the door will basically just sit there and be like, nah, you're not coming through yet.
Nah.
Specimen cell B,
Check
status unknown.
Phazon.
Ah, the very first mention of Phazon. Get used to hearing that.
I love Phazon.
Hibernation, transference of Phazon badge. So you can sort of, if you're really diligent in your scans here, you actually get a pretty complete picture of what was going on here, even if you don't know everything about it.
Science bullshit.
Which is basically the Space Pirate's entire MO.
Yeah.
Morphology
Science
unknown, low life signs detected. Ah. Yeah, that does seem to look pretty similar to the one we saw in the escape pod bay.
We do have to be careful in this version of the game not to go in elevators too quickly.
Yes, I have no idea if this version of the game is affected by it, but in the original, if the Dolphin version of the game is affected by it. Ballistics support needed in Specimen Block F, oh no. But in some versions of the game, if you go through elevators too quickly to load new areas, you'll, freeze the entire game. It's fun. Oh yeah, in this game you actually get, scan data for the pickups, all the different pickups have research entries. They'll tell you about your missile ammunition.
Yeah, we want missiles.
Yeah, I love missiles. I used one to blow up that, thing. So, the game maps your, whatchamacallit, the Metroid, Super Metroid functionality to a 3D space pretty well. So you've got your missiles, you've got your charge beam. Most of the stuff that you'd expect to have gotten in Super Metroid exists in the game. Useful thing to know about the scan visor if you don't really care about reading every single thing. Orange is usually not, relevant to you doing things. Red is, orange is usually just flavor type things. Red is journal entries and actual interactable things. So if we look at this red bit, we get a new pirate data. This one's missable because spoilers were, this place isn't gonna turn out too well. Take a look.
Talking about.
Let's take a look at what these pirates were up to.
This is the entire game. This is it in the chip.
Devis has fallen. So this puts this around, what is it, between Metroid, it puts it before Super Metroid, I think. I think ZV's is Metroid 2. No, it's Metroid 1 even. Anyway, all ground personnel presumed dead. Either killed by the Hunter, that's us.
That's me.
Or the subsequent destruction of the underground facilities. That was also us.
That was, yeah.
That
was
Ragni.
definitely very loud.
Yes. Sorry for the loudness. Let me see if I can just
Thank you,
lower that
Ragni.
slightly. But thank you so much for the resub.
Why?
It may have reset a lot of
I
this.
love Metroid Prime.
Yep. Pretty low. Range. Yeah, I'm not really sure. You may need to look at that later.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that later.
Anywho. Yeah, Metroid 2 is the Metroid planet. Anyway. Research frigates. We're in orbit at 0 hour. Managed to retreat. Frigate Orpheon, now docked at Vortex. So this is basically a lot of random space pirate stuff. And it also mentions that they...
This is not only GameCube, it's the original GameCube version as well.
Yes, this is the GameCube version, and it's the original North American release, which means it has all the fun bullshit.
Yep.
So, it does say that they managed to get some of the Metroids out before Samus blew the entire place up. Status remains at code blue. No signs of pursuit from the hunter. I also may be wrong, but this might be the frigate Orpheon. I'm not 100% certain about that. But basically what they're saying is they got Metroids off of the planet. Seems like they got a lot of parasites, though. We do see a lot of things that we may be seeing in the future if we look around here. Fusion analysis increases the acid production in the saliva ducts of the parasite larva. That doesn't seem great. You can see there's some pretty classic space pirate science going on here. If you were to wander around this area without the scan visor on here, it would basically say, hey, by the way, collect some data with the scan visor. And the reason for that is you need to use it to activate this elevator to continue. So the game's like, you should be looking, you should be using this all the fucking time. Oh yeah, one of the things in the scan thing there is a hopper from the earlier games. There are a bunch of wounded pirates over here. Let's see, yeah, like that guy, who's even managing to walk with a pretty unfortunate gait. Oh, brain hemorrhage detected.
Oh,
that would explain it. Creature's aim will be hindered. That's good. Oh, he managed to hit me if I stood completely still.
That might be me, sorry.
Oh, okay, that's you testing. I was like, well, why didn't that show up on the thing?
I'm fiddling with volume.
No worries. Streamlabs, being dumb.
That's pretty low.
Space pirate.
It still seems pretty loud.
Acid burns have welded the joints of the exoskeleton. If you read these guys have had some pretty brutal things happen to them.
Yeah, really had it coming.
Probably. I mean, they did kind of bring it on themselves. Anything fun around here? Obstruction detected in the reactor ventilation system. Ventilation covers may become superheated if airflow is restricted. Unusual thermal readings should be reported. Well, I'm glad they've got like all sorts of OSHA regulations posted. Ah, a new creature. It is Gun. Use missiles to fuck them up. Access to Deck Gamma approved. Please step into the hologram. If you want to see something fun, something you might not realize that I mentioned earlier was the fact that, like, you know, this, if you do this strafe thing when you're not locking onto anything, you actually are technically locking onto something way in the distance. And the easiest way to see that is if I lock on here as we start going down this elevator, you'll notice Samus starts to look up as she's doing, because she's actually locked on a specific point rather than looking at a thing, you know, like rather than just looking straight forward and being able to move. And it's like, it's really interesting to see that implementation in there.
Yep.
It's one of those super minor things that you only notice if you've played this game a whole bunch. Minimal injuries assessed. Maximum firepower recommended. I do love that you could literally search this in the middle of combat, or, you know, like scan something in the middle of the combat and it'll be like, you sure about this? You should probably fight that guy. Space pirate. Oh, death caused by removal of internal organs. That's fun. Death caused by severe lacerations to the abdomen, not just regular type. Door lock enabled. You gotta use the door lock here. Basically, if you pretty much ever see a red scan thing, scan it immediately, because it's probably blocking progress, or it has some fun plot stuff. I don't know why I can't say words right now.
Scan,
don't close the door on me, damn it.
Yeah.
Apparently I didn't go through fast enough.
Slow-mo.
Mm-hmm. My fault for not rushing forward and explaining things. Ugh. Ugh.
Who does that?
I don't know. We get accosted immediately by 2 cameras here.
Vegas can words. He can words.
I
just
absolutely
fine.
can't words. I have never in my life done a word. Ah, yes, here it mentions that your charge beam will pick up power-ups because we can't reach those missiles that are up there. If we charge up, they will suck into us, which is quite convenient for faraway enemies. Save point over here. Quite nice.
I'm sure that doesn't mean anything's gonna happen to it.
Yeah, exactly. All the pirate doors being activated by lasers is quite strange. But, classic. Anywoo. Gonna look at a few more pirate corpses and then go through this door where I'm sure nothing weird will happen.
There was a save point, but that doesn't mean anything. It
Doesn't
means
mean nothing.
Save points don't mean anything.
Creature looks like it struggled to get through this door. Yeah, I suppose you could say that, with his arm outstretched to the unlock mechanism. Death caused by severe laceration. Partially eaten. That's lovely.
Clawed and eaten.
Death caused by acid burns to the face.
Like when you're a space pirate, you know Samus is gonna come and knock it, and you have to be considerate and set things up for her.
Death caused by cranial trauma. They wrote so many entries for all of these dead pirates.
Look, yeah, they know she's coming, and they're like, we have to put out the welcome mat.
Yep.
I'm sure nothing's gonna happen in that room.
Guess what? There's even more fucking pirates here. You still can train a heat signature. They have not been here for very long.
Oh dear, they just recently died. Oh no.
Ooh, large amounts of blood missing from the carcass. That guy doesn't even get a scan pattern.
Means nothing. It's fine.
Well,
nothing,
let's just walk into this room.
This cutscene, and it's just a blank cutscene, just walking into the room and no incident whatsoever.
Yes, it is time for the boss theme.
Ah! Oh, I said bitey boy, but I bet bitey lady is,
Bitey lady.
Bitey lady's more accurate, huh?
Yup. Welcome to the first boss fight. It's the Parasite Queen that we've been hearing so much about. So here it explains how how dashing works in this game. It's basically if you're moving to the side, or like if you're moving to the right or left and hit the jump button, instead of going up like this, you fly to the side like stupidly quickly. So the whole deal with this boss fight is basically that it's got this weird reactor core around it, and you need to shoot it through the openings. Missiles, quite effective. Scan this enemy to find its weak spot. Oh right, I forgot that the game does this and then like never does this for any other thing. A new creature's entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Parasite Queen, Parasite Female, genetically enhanced by unknown means. It was Phazon.
I love unknown means.
Weak spot detected in this creature's mouth. Use your auto-targeting to acquire this new target. Presence of a potent mutagen, origins unknown. It's Talon IV. Creatures exhibits ability to fire weapons-grade blasts of energy from its mouth.
It's Metroid Prime.
The Metroids of Prime. And yes, this is one of a few missable entries. Because you won't be seeing another one of these. Pirates have begun a bioengineering program with considerable results. I mean, it's certainly worth considering.
Yeah,
So you'll notice now we've actually changed to it targeting the face. By the way, if you shoot through here, some of your shots will make it through because it is just spinning. Wouldn't spend your heavy ammo on it though. I'm firing it there, but it keeps doing the thing. I'll save the missile trick for a bit later.
Alright.
Maybe. I think actually it's easier to hit it with missiles when you're aiming at its chest. Missiles have a bit of a weird travel thing. So you'll also notice that like charge shots are chunking it.
Yeah.
So this won't be too bad. Boop.
Bye. Bye, bitey lady.
I wonder what genetically mutated it. And yes, I think this is the only time in the game that scanning actually changes what you're targeting. It's set up like it's a thing that it's gonna do, but it isn't. It isn't.
Ah, here we go. Escape.
Yep. Classic escape sequence.
This is the end of the game. Here we go.
Yeah, there we go. We beat the final boss.
We beat Metroid Prime.
Proud of us. We gotta get out in 7 minutes, which I'm sure will be quite tough. Access to the beta block approved. Phase off. Boo.
Boo.
Here's something fun. So this says perimeter defense turret disabled. Also, I don't think the timer's going when I have the scan visor posted here, so I can just look at this. There's actually a security camera to the right here. I think it's like right above us in this little nook. Yeah, there you are. If you scan that thing, it won't come down and shoot at you. That's fun. Ah, we missed this thing here. This was breaking out and then it exploded and killed the 2 pirates, and all they left for these. Because I was too busy explaining things.
Yep.
I'm like that, you know.
Yep.
So, bunch of pirates here. Still can't scan them for the pirate creature entry, so let's just kill them. Parasite egg in pupa stage. Puff exoskeleton. Presents it from its mother's acidic embryonic fluid.
That doesn't seem
Boy,
very
these things!
good. Yeah.
They sure picked a species to mutate, huh?
Yeah.
Combat mutations. Space pirates, and you'll notice that a lot of space pirate, like, lore actually comes out of this game, and it's wonderful. I'm gonna be scanning, like, all the space pirate stuff that I can, because it's wonderful. They're like, ooh, we could turn this into a weapon, and it always bites them. Literally.
Yeah.
Carapace
They did make
becomes rigid.
2 very big bitey ladies.
Mm-hmm. And then somehow it destroyed the entire frigate. Go figure. Space pirate lores are fantastic. They're definitely the best lore in the entire game. Anyway, let's get into this tunnel system. Since it's rounded, we can just go. Oh my.
Yeah! Thank you!
Space pirate science is the best science.
Strongly agreed.
Great.
Thank you, Yggdrasil.
Thank you.
So yeah, when you're running around here, you can either do this in morph ball form or not, but you will be mobbed by these parasites. Turns out they were in the ventilation shaft. Who knew?
Yeah, I know.
I do love this opening sequence because you basically come into the aftermath of a space horror of like Alien, basically, with these creatures having taken over the ship entirely.
Thank you!
Greetings, this is the space pirate captain. I have recently weaponized my cat. She is now 40 feet tall and has fire breath and laser cannons.
Oh, hell
Cat
yeah.
improved.
Mm-hmm.
Good move.
Good cat.
Yeah, like the opening sequence of this game really is just fantastic. Getting chased by these things, and this timer is pretty lenient, to be honest, but the first time you're doing this, it's terrifying. If you don't check your map, you don't really know how much further you have to go.
Hello.
You almost get crushed by the giant piston.
Yeah, giant
And now you have to
penis.
sort of
Woo!
wait as this thing continues to try to crush you. It's fine, though. I think it's slightly faster to
You
run
know,
up this.
you're right. The Space Pirates are the Umbrella Corporation.
More or less.
Wonder which one's which.
Hello there!
Ridley!
If it isn't my good friend Meta Ridley.
Samus!
Hey there, Samus. How you doing? I will not continue to do the slow beef Ridley voice. Probably.
I can't do it, but I'm giving it a shot anyway.
So, it turns
That's
out you
true.
actually had your grappling
Ridley's
hook here.
finally in Smash.
Yep. This is the one time that we're
11.
going to be using this for a long time, so I might as well get the double usage out of it. Whee! The game, like, that's one of the last upgrades you get in the entire game, if not the very last one. There's another disabled turret. See, it pays to have your scan visor out, because that would have shot me in the face right there.
I think what that means is it's a case for Resident Evil characters getting into Smash.
Clearly. Well, let's scan this, and absolutely nothing bad is going to happen when I let go of this scan button. No, gravity's actually pretty early in this game. like relatively speaking.
Well, getting knocked backwards kills your shoulder pads, apparently.
That'll happen. Varia's suit malfunction. Morph ball malfunction. Missile malfunction. Charge beam malfunction. Grapple beam malfunction. Oh dear.
Oh no, I flew backwards. All my shit is gone. It's that joke, isn't it? I tripped over a pothole and all her stuff falls out.
This is basically the game where that happens. Room is depressurizing. Oh no. Yeah, plasma beam and phazon suit. Right, you're supposed to use the grapple beam to get the plasma suit, or the plasma beam, and then the phazon suit. The thing is, we're gonna be getting the plasma beam pretty early.
Spoilers.
Very weak to slight shocks. Oh, I didn't even know that you got to hear it each time. So, despite the fact that we've lost approximately everything of our everything, we're like, fuck it, let's chase Ridley down. I can take him like this.
Fuck
it's
yeah,
fine.
she's fucking badass.
Yeah, Metroid Prime, you can stand on anything. We'll be seeing some of that.
Ridley!
In other games, yeah, she just forgets to bring them along.
Or she needs to do it to tell her to activate them.
Everything is procure on site.
Hello, Adam.
So we lost track of Ridley despite him just, you know, flying through space and us having an actual spaceship.
Well, you know, he's very small. He's very easy to
Highly
miss.
space-rodynamic. Spirodynamic.
Oh, there are just so many ways that Samus loses all her shit.
Yep. Welcome to Talon IV.
Alright. Well, strap in, folks.
So, you might have noticed that there was a save file in this on this thing with 1% completion. The reason for that is I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be able to do the thing that I want to do here immediately, at least in an amount of time that's reasonable for a stream. So, as a fallback for that, there is a save file if I fuck this up enough. Anyway, let's give a little context. We're on the landing site of Talon IV, and you'll notice that there are a buttload of doors going out of this. I believe we can't touch that far left one at all. The top one doesn't really lead to much interesting, and the two doors that are like behind us right now, we shouldn't be able to get to those. The only door that you're supposed to be able to get to is that one on the right there that's like just on that platform there.
You know, people keep saying this is not the hardest trick, but like,
Whoops.
no one explains how to do it properly. They just show a video of them doing it, and it's like, well.
Yeah, I have struggled with this trick for literal years, and it's like the one thing that stops me from playing this game like this more. But so anyway, that's the door we want to get, that we're supposed to get to. That up there is the door that I am going to attempt to get to. Let's see how this goes.
Not even the timing. They don't even explain the buttons properly. Uh-oh, go away.
That's just Windows Defender. Don't mind the Windows noises. We have plenty of other things to do. So what I'm attempting to do here is use a special type of jump called a scan dash to put myself on a platform that I probably shouldn't get to by this point in the game.
Definitely shouldn't get to by this point in the game.
I will eventually explain when we're supposed to come here, and it will also explain why I'm doing the, like, going to this trouble right now instead of playing the game the way it's quote-unquote intended to be.
So a scan dash is basically using the dash thing.
The dash mechanic that we talked about before, where you just go sideways really, really fast when you jump, but you actually get to preserve that momentum. And there's a lot of, like, kind of specifics to it, to how it works. And a lot of weirdness that I didn't even really understand until last night.
So we're actually also double pressing the jump button, by the way.
That was really the thing that I had the most trouble with originally.
No one explained that. I found it on a random YouTube video with 140 views.
Yep.
On a random website.
Anyway, we'll know the trick works if I stick, basically.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If I don't fall down after this jump, then we're there.
We did it! We did it!
Alright, now let me very carefully make sure that I'm on this. So basically, what we just did there was jump from the edge of Samus's ship to that slightly lower rock down there. Like, it kind of just protrudes outward.
Clockwork Babbage, we're not kidding, double pressing got us this consistent with it.
Yep.
Like, he wasn't able to do, like, we were practicing for 40 minutes.
Yeah, basically.
And he wasn't able to do it, then I told him about double pressing, and he did it, like, immediately. Like, double pressing actually does it.
It absolutely does help.
I don't know why it helps.
It's
but
weird.
It absolutely gives you more momentum. It shouldn't, but it does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's done it with only doing the one press before, but it took a very long time, I think, didn't it?
And yeah, it should be mentioned, like Zenmaru is saying, that the ship actually does something weird in this game that you don't really see anywhere else. If I just do a regular single jump near the ship, it will, like, boost me up onto the ship, basically. So
basically what you do is you double press and then let go of everything.
Yeah, I guess I'll mention that, like, so what I'm doing is pressing the B button to jump, immediately tapping the movement stick to the right to start a dash, and then pressing it a second time.
And then letting go.
And then letting go of absolutely everything. Because you are correct that if you hold down buttons while you're doing the scan, like the defense that they put against you just doing this everywhere is that if you're holding the buttons while you do this, your gravity increases and you just drop like a stone.
Yep.
But if you let go of everything, you don't. And that's why this trick works, basically.
So yeah, now we have double jump.
So now we have double jump way earlier than we're supposed to. We'll be using this in a lot of places. Also... Ooh, where does this want to send me? Oh, I completely broke this hint system. Oh, that's incredible.
No.
So this is the hint that's supposed to pop up after you get the double jump. I meant to keep the hint system on to do a both, like, this is where we're supposed to go. This is where we're actually gonna go. But it turns out I got the trick quick enough that the hint system didn't even turn on to tell me I was supposed to go to the first elevator. And I guess I broke the hint system to send me to the place you're supposed to go after you get the space jump boots, which makes sense.
Yeah?
You know, mostly. Oh, that's so good. Nice mushrooms. Saturnine. Small iridescent mushroom. Lovely. Rip the hint sequence. Yeah, the game is now sanctioning my bad behavior.
Yep.
Luckily for me, I do know, like, where I'm going in this. The way that you're supposed to get this is you do get this sort of fairly open area where you can kind of wander around. Like, I'll not use the space jump boots for
Scan
now.
these good boys.
I could. Like this dude.
These spiky boys.
The Zoomer. You'll notice that a lot of your favorite enemies from the Metroid series are here. Like, the Geemer. The only difference between the Zoomer and the Geemer is that I can kill the Zoomer and not the Geemer.
Greetings. This is Space Pirate Captain. Situation update. My cat has destroyed an entire battleship. Science team is working on cloning her.
Thank you, Red Mage. So, like... yes, go for it. So this area basically lets you explore. I am purposely going the wrong way, but yeah, here's where it's gonna stop me. That door over there, if I shoot at that from a distance, yeah, there we go. Door cannot be opened with that weapon. So that door specifically requires missiles to open, so you'll get blocked here, and basically all the various paths that you could take are going to end up blocked off until you go through this sick-looking half-pipe. And, by the way, you can totally scan the half-pipe. Stone surface this lichen grows on appears too smooth to be natural. Looks like you can do sick nasty tricks on it. Foreign technology present. Is it gonna give me... Okay, so now it's giving me a proper hint for where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah.
Which is this elevator here. If you wander around this area long enough, the game will point you towards this particular door. So maybe the hint system is completely broken. I can't wait to see. Normally on these kinds of runs, you just turn it off because you know where you're going, but I want to see where the game wants us to go. But you will eventually get to this, and it will tell you access to Chozo Ruins West granted. Please, step into the hologram. Yeah, reflected shots won't hurt you except in one part of the game. There's a lot of stuff that only really exists in one specific part of the game.
Okay, so the alert volume is actually fine.
Huh.
It's just really loud,
Really loud for us
I
specifically.
have no idea why it's so loud for us.
That's super weird. The hints are going to be wonderful, and I'm definitely keeping them on. Alright, so we are now in a new area, and if I hit A to go to the world map, if I remember what my A button is, we're in the Chozo Ruins. Started off in the Talon overworld, and the game has mistakenly told us about the Phendrana drifts now. But don't worry about them.
It's fine. It's fine. No. They don't exist yet.
Entirely unimportant.
It's fine.
Incoming scan data. Oh, is the game still trying to figure it out? Ah, yes, so it's definitely putting me on, like, it's giving me the proper hints right now. Seismic disturbance at the ruin site. So it wants us to go to the Hive Totem. That doesn't sound sketchy.
Oh, fine.
Oh yeah, pressing buttons while using that elevator also can have quite bad results. Particularly in this version of the game, it should be mentioned. We are playing in the glitchier version. Let's read this shiny text. It's Chozo lore. Chozo script translated.
No one cares about Chozo lore.
Highest point of our city, fountain, wellspring of pure water that flows throughout our civilization. Jewel of the Chozo, the life giver. Waters speak of a clouded future. Uh-oh. Come to understand past of time and space more clearly. Rough tatters of past and future. Glittering reality like soft lights. Oh god, these guys are pretty purple.
He's thinks he's a poet.
Samus is at least part Chozo, and she's a bit embarrassed at it by this purple prose, I'm sure.
Oh my god, dude, get to the point.
Cannot guess what the visions mean. The most relevant part of that is the elevator, or is the fountain at the top of the Chozo city that we're in. I'm sure we'll never see that.
Samus is a very straightforward gal.
So yeah, we have 2 jumps. I'm gonna first kind of show off the various things, because this room here is a bit of a hub world, essentially. Or it's a bit of a hub of this area, but you can see that, like, there's a missile cover on this door. Passageway to shrine, lovely. There's a missile upgrade up there. That's fun. Can't get to that. There is a sick, nasty loop here, though. Wonder if I can scan that.
Rolly.
Funnily enough, it's not just the morph ball we'd need for that.
Oh, you need the boosty thing.
Yes.
Yep, I know what you mean.
Sick tricks. But anyway, if you only have 1 jump, however, you will quickly run out of things to do. In fact, even with 2 jumps, I believe we are going to be corralled down one thing, because you might think you can get up to that E-tank, and there might be something I can do to get it, but like with using room geometry or something. But even if we could, the door behind it is currently inactive, so we wouldn't be able to go through there. The door that we're actually supposed to go through is that one down there. If I was to run along here, I think I'd be fine up until a certain point. You go up into here. Ah, yeah, there we go. These are not the parasites. They're entirely separate, and I don't know why you might think they're anywhere similar.
No.
These are scarabs.
Yeah,
they're exploding parasites.
Clearly beetles.
Obviously.
Clearly beetle boys.
For the greater good. Violently self-destruct while threatened, which basically means don't walk through them, you'll take a bunch of damage. So yeah, here we go. We are blocked off here, and if you scan this, it'll be like, Block most of the tunnel, but there's a small opening. If only you
Say
could
for a very
curl up into a ball or
yeah,
something.
a very small Samus.
You know, for some reason, if you ever found a way to do that.
Yeah, sounds
Or if
fake.
you could blag this. Probably not. That's definitely built with the space jump in mind. It's weird because you are supposed to get, like, the boost ball is the power-up that you need to get the space jump boots normally. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's a jump that'll get that.
Samus doesn't get down on her hands and knees. Don't be silly.
Blow up these guys.
Girl will
Why
not
can't
crawl.
Metroid
Only-
crawl anyway?
Only roll, no crawl, only roll.
A new creature. It's a
That's
laser.
thing.
It's an ion. Immobile organisms composed of ocular tissue.
That
They're
doesn't
just
really
eyes.
Seem very.
That's it, just eyes. Also, laser eyes. Sensitive to light. So, if you shoot them, it won't actually kill them. It'll just
Stun 'em?
Stun them briefly. So you kind of walk through here, shooting your way through this. Ow. Don't walk into them. It'll still hurt if Samus hits her head.
Oh, you know, it does. You know, you hit your head off something.
Mm-hmm. Save station detected. It's right above me.
Demos, yeah.
They're basically Beamos. Need heavy weapons to destroy them. Another Chozo lore. Let's see how purple this one is. Parting now after so many years of peaceful seclusion. So, Chozo used to live here, and it was a lovely planet for a refuge for their spirits. Civilization built on native materials, bereft of the trappings of their technologies. So basically, it was a hippie commune.
Yeah.
Link to the land here.
Oh my god, dude, we get
Kindred
it.
to
You
the
love
plants.
nature. You fuck trees.
We get
We
it,
get
dude.
it, dude.
You put your cell phone down for like a week. Testament to the Nordal forms we no longer need. Okay, so they're on some next level hippie shit at this
so
place.
they've ascended and become energy. Okay,
More or less.
that's a common sci-fi thing. That's fair.
Withdrawing beyond illusion. Never forget this, the most sacred of our homes that we never told Samus about.
No,
We
no,
remain
Samus,
ever watchful.
Samus is only part us. It's not all us.
She's sort of their adopted child.
Yeah, but she's not us.
An ornate wall hanging with a highly reflective surface. It does not appear important. Like, okay, scam guy, you can calm down now.
The Chozo stuck their dicks in trees, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
Look, it's bees. Equipped with a venomous stinger capable of shearing steel. Sweet Jesus.
And they thought of that as foreplay, you know?
Relative. Oh no. Rarely strays from its hive unless pursuing an immediate threat. Attacks with no regard for its own survival. Dive bombing.
Birds have dicks.
Some do. Most don't.
Some birds have dicks.
Anyway,
Fine.
a new creatures entry has been downloaded to your logbook. War Wasp Hive, primary dwelling, only vulnerable to heavy weaponry. So you can only kill those the hives with missiles. And unfortunately, if you can't kill the hives, you can't stop the infinite waves
Oh
of
man,
wasps.
Chozo's being ducks makes so much sense.
Chozos
Ducks-
are definitely duck-based.
Ducks are assholes.
Chozos, assholes.
Ducks,
Ducks, assholes.
assholes.
There we go.
Makes sense.
It's a perfect fit.
Space ducks, yeah?
Anywho. There is a missile upgrade up there, but it appears to involve some small
And some more.
spheroid object that we just don't have.
Do we send a little robot boy along it?
Yeah, maybe we get a drone thing that we can
Yeah.
shove into small,
Control with our
small
mind.
faces. And yeah,
Just
control with our
some
brain.
places.
Maybe. You never know. If there's any... The nice thing about the Chozo lore is that, like, anytime you see those fancy things, you know... Ah, it's crafted in honor of Talon's star. Ooh, you'll be seeing a lot of that symbol. I do love how, like, ridiculously detailed this whole world is. Oh god, the bees. Not the
Not
bees.
the bees, no! Not the bees. See? Samus had gay bird
Curses.
dads. They're ducks, though.
Basically.
They're ducks.
There's a little hole in there we can't shove
And they
ourselves
came
into.
to commune with nature.
She's giving some very good finger quotes here. I'm sure you couldn't hear that from the tone of her voice. Small insect, capable of storing and releasing thermal energy. You could just call them fireflies, you know.
No.
Attracted to source of heat.
No. This is a sci-fi game. You
gotta give a new name to literally
You have to
everything.
give new names to everything.
Well, fuck
That's how it
them.
works.
Dark room. A new creature. Grass.
That was why it was Gemus and not Hedgehog.
Mm-hmm. Plant life with basic sentience, retracts into the ground when threatened. I'm not sure that's sentience necessarily, but do you?
Yeah.
Only dangerous to small organisms covered in tiny barbs, but that's not going to help your power armor.
Most plants react to stimuli, right?
To some extent, and there are even some that have like literal motor function. Anyway, the game just gave us a 20 health power up for no particular reason.
Hooray!
Incidentally, if you do walk in this stuff, it'll slow your movement fairly severely, but if you just like shoot your gun a bit, it's fine.
It's fine.
Nothing too dangerous about it. Speaking of dangerous things, absolutely nothing suspicious in here.
No, it's fine.
This room. It should probably be mentioned that that little warning indicator on the side of our thing is telling us about this this acid water that if I touch will hurt me fairly severely. Don't touch the gross water.
I'm kind of expecting a Marlboro to jump out at us.
This is definitely a Malboro kind of
It
place.
seems like somewhere a Marlboro would hang out.
I'd say so. So
that's not. Yeah, that's not suspicious right there.
let's see if I can do this. I don't think this is actually like a skip or anything, and the game might just throw me into a cutscene anyway, but hey. I do have a space jump, you know? What if I just
nice.
skipped a boss fight? I don't know. I mean, the funny thing about this is that, like, you don't even have to get the missile launcher to get missiles. If you get any missile upgrade at all, it actually just ups your missile count to 5.
Yeah.
The useful thing about the launcher is that it doesn't even give you 15 in this game. So, like, there is no difference between the quote-unquote missile launcher and the missile upgrades themselves. Or, like, if you grab one, it's just as good as any other thing. We also get what should be your first E-tank at this point. Just gives you 100 extra health. So now we have 199 health.
Can we go and fight the boss now?
I think I can. The trigger should still be active.
No, not suspicious.
Small tunnel
All
leads
these
behind the wall.
places that, you know,
Width is approximately 1 meter in diameter.
a small ball we'd be able to
If
roll down.
only I could conveniently curl into a ball or something.
Seems fake.
Anyway. Oh, there we go! Nice. So yeah, if you actually go out here, the room fills up with water, and you get yourself into a little mini-boss fight. Hello, you.
Hello.
I believe these wasps are special. You can tell because they're red. I have to wait until they stop before I can get a good lock on them. Scan percentage is actually, like, held.
Oh, stay?
So if you get any of it, it will stay up to that level permanently, which means that, like, partial scans are perfectly fine.
Nice.
So yeah, the Rambor Wasp is, I believe, unique to this fight. It does not appear anywhere else in the game, so this is a missable scan. Circles its prey and then strikes. The only species to evolve a true hive mind. Neat.
Ooh.
Damp, dark places,
Borg,
Rambor
Borg,
Wasps
oh
emerge
no.
in small groups.
Borg wasps.
Yep, Borg Wasps. Breaking all sides, any
That or
as single
Cybermen,
intelligence.
depending on which sci-fi property you want me to talk about.
to ape. Anyway, I appear to have gotten them off. So yeah, one thing you can do is kind of just shoot. There's one thing you may or may not actually notice about this. So this, I don't think this thing actually has a real thing, like a name. It just is the thing that's making the war wasps. Anyway, something you may or may not notice, like playing through this game most of the time, is that Samus's projectiles actually have a slight amount of homing on them by default. At least this particular gun does. And what that means is that you can, like, if I'm shooting like this and they're spinning in a circle, a lot of the time I actually will end up just getting them with pot shots. Not always, but that is, like, one way you can do things in this fight. I do, one, like, really minor effect is that if you were really hammering on this button when you stop doing it, like, for a little bit, once you stop doing it, Samus's cannon will start smoking. There are so many really tiny graphical touches in this game. Whoops. Water drags you down very aggressively, it should be mentioned.
Yep. Oh, we're fucked. Oh, Jesus.
Luckily, this stuff does very little damage compared to other things that you will eventually find. And then the bees were kind enough to continue swarming us. Or swarming in circles rather than, you know, fighting us. Anyway. Samus's cannon might do weed. There are so many little details in this game. I love it.
Oh, no, we can now get that missile.
Oh, yeah, let me just go get that missile launcher real quick. We're going to be doing a lot of that kind of thing. Yeah, the space jump boots allow me to just do a lot of bullshit. Incidentally, that was the room that the hint thing pushed us towards. So we currently are on the critical path. The important thing to know is that missiles give you access to that one room in the main part. They also give us this. Let's take a look at this. Oh, piss off. Bugs.
Matt!
Yes, Light Cecil, we're doing some fun.
Levels of speedruns, yes.
We're doing speedrun tech to just make the game a bit more enjoyable as I play through it. Ever since I learned a lot of these tricks, they're the way that I play the game normally when I replay it.
Apart from that first one, because you...
Yeah, the first one always
hard.
sucked. Anyway, so we get our map here. We're getting some interesting slowdown. Not sure about that.
Oh, yeah, I saw that about the Uber shaders could sometimes make maps.
Interesting.
Down, yeah.
Normally this scrolls a bit more cleanly, but anyway. So if we look around, we've got this tunnel that we see is blocked off by the morph ball.
Oh, Light Cecil, what might help you, because what helped us was double pressing the jump button.
Yeah, when I started double pressing the jump button, despite not actually having the space boots, it made a difference for some reason. Quite strange.
Yeah.
By the way, bees can't go through doors. In fact, no enemies can go through doors.
Ha!
They can shoot you through doors, and you can shoot them through doors, but they can't actually go through them. Hello!
Hello.
I think there's anything fun and interesting in here, yeah. If you notice any shimmery walls, those are lore. Ow.
Yeah, maybe this game got way better last year.
Yes.
On Dolphin, why it's running so well. But yeah, the maps.
Maps, still bad.
Yeah, scan dashing was, patched out. We are playing the original North American release.
Yep, so we got scan dashing, baby. You want scans? We got dashes.
You can still do the... You can still get the thing early, the boots, but it's slightly different.
This is just the version of the game I have always played and that I know all the tricks for.
Yeah,
and...
it's just harder.
Mm-hmm.
In, like, player's choice version of the game and the trilogy version of the game. You can still do it, but it's harder.
I have no idea how it
slightly
works
different.
in the trilogy, incidentally. Like, if it's even doable. I imagine you probably can,
I don't know if it's the
but...
same trick,
But it's probably completely different.
There are definitely tricks you can do. I can't remember.
So many bees!
Trilogy's patched out and they do a completely different trick to
Right.
get it. Not quite as early, but they still get it early.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a
Nope.
really awful...
Still can't blow these guys up, even with missiles.
It's a really nasty trick, apparently.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Like, this is the version of the game that I have always done these things on because there's so much bullshit you can do in it. So we still can't do anything about those eyeballs except shut them up briefly, but hey, that's fine. They can continue to go on living in peace. These scarabs, though. Gonna continue dirtying up my visor. Well, anyway, we're back in this room. Still getting attacked by burrowy bugs. Can't imagine that'll come in at all.
Nope.
Alright, you totally can get this, because I've realized I think that's the missile upgrade that speedrunners usually get.
Ah.
Wonder if I'd be able to jump off like here-ish. Hello. Or if I can just jump right up to... Guys, calm down. Oh, I can totally just jump up this. Need to like have myself in the right place. Yeah, there we go. I could have done that the whole time. I knew that like was a thing, because like
Just, you can get that even without a launcher?
Without the launcher, because the launcher is actually just a missile upgrade. If you get that, it gives you the missiles now, and you just use them, same as any other missiles.
Yeah, you've just got a missile launcher.
Yeah, like the missile launcher is fundamentally identical to a missile expansion. And that means that if you are to just come in here with the space jump and grab that, you can go into this room first. And if you go into this room, well... Yeah, you can actually see it pretty well with the scarabs, the gun kind of auto-targeting when I don't have a lock on anything. Like, the bullets, they're sort of curving over so that they can actually hit these things when they're close enough to the center. Anywoo.
Ah, another hole.
Yeah, another hole, and in fact, thing out in the distance. A morph ball, in fact.
Yay!
You can scan all of your upgrades, however they are not lore entries, thank God. But it will tell you what they are. So hey, let's just jump into this pit.
Sure, the thing up above. Yeah, I'm sure nothing can go wrong here.
Oh no. Whatever will we do? If you have the space jump boots, this fight is optional, but let's fight it anyway. Yeah, they don't like invisiwall that or anything, they just put a wall that can't be one jumped over. So you can totally...
Sort of assuming you don't have double jump.
Yeah, generally. I mean, it also traps you in this room as long as you don't have double jump. But yeah, this fight you can just totally fucking peace out of. I'm not sure if getting the morph ball ends the fight or not, or if there's just a bunch of really angry boys running around in here. Space jump, you're not supposed to have it. Chozo Ruins is like tightly controlled for you having one jump the first time you come through it.
Well, I wonder if we take the morph ball and leave this guy alone. Oh, it doesn't end the fight.
Oh, yeah. Let's find out. Fuck it. We'll see him again.
We're a ball.
Now we ball.
We leave the music to stop.
Yeah, the music sort of stopped halfway through there. Oh, it's back. It's fine. He's back. Hello there. Let's scan this boyo. A new creature.
We don't question how the morph ball works.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure that the Space Pirates will give us some lore in the future that everyone remembers from this game. Anyway, vulnerable only in the butt. Creature's cranial planing repels frontal attacks, gives an advantage. Make ramming attacks, only surfaces when it detects vibration above, then maneuvers
like
itself.
The ending percent of this
So
game is
always
now
face its
like
rival.
52 minutes or something ridiculous. Like the world record in speedrun.
So yeah, the way this fight works is basically you,
I mean, to be
let
fair,
this
the
guy
bot
charge
is
you.
everyone's weakness.
Exactly. Come on, guy. There we go. And then you shoot him a bunch.
He
Hello.
dancing. He dancing.
Dancy boy. This is also a fight that's sort of meant to teach you to use the scans, because if you're not doing this side jump, it's very easy for him to just slam into you. So yeah, as soon as he rears back like that, he's pretty much set on doing it to you. As soon as he does that, you know he has to do it to you. Anyway. Yeah, any weapon, if you have any other weapons somehow, you know, just hypothetically, and you fight this guy, he will basically just implode. Won't be the last we see of him, of course. Anywoo, I think this is one of the places where the game actually tries to force you to use the, yeah. A lot of the half pipes are made to force you to use the boost ball rather than, you know, just jumping up there. Of course, even if we could get up there, there's a weird purple door in the way. And we can't do anything about that right now. So, probably not important in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, if we did want to opt out of the boost ball, we absolutely could use all of this geometry. One important thing to know about this game, as was mentioned earlier in the chat, you can stand on pretty much, like, on a lot of things that you're not supposed to be able to. And that means that you can do some real dumb skips. So anyway, if we consider the implications of the thing we just did...
Honestly, the fact that this game is still completely playable and doesn't break down when you do all this sequence breaking...
Oh, the game doesn't care.
Is actually a testament to, like, strong coding, to be honest.
Yep, it's the flag system in this game is really good in that they really don't depend on each other's order in any way, which is cool. I like it a lot. So basically, if you think about the thing we just did, we totally could gotten the morph ball first, like gotten the missiles from this part, gotten the morph ball first, gone into the room with the hive thing, and gone through that little morph ball hole. And now that we have the map, we can actually see this room, like any room with like a thing going down like that, that's an elevator. You can actually just piece out of Chozo Ruins right now if you want.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go back there right now, but we'll definitely be seeing some shit. Yeah, Light Cecil, we'll probably be doing that. Anyway, so you'll notice this room has bees now. I think once you fight the wasp thing, the war wasp missile boss, you get the bees.
Not the bees.
Not the bees, they're eating my face. Anyway, let's just continue along the quote-unquote critical path for a little bit. A lot of the upgrades in this game are outright skippable if you can do some real bullshit.
Yep.
There's some stuff that I am absolutely not doing. That's a bit too crazy even for me. Don't shoot the flies in this room. It's very dark without them.
Ah.
Oops. It's fine.
It's fine.
Fountain choked by overgrowth. Toxin levels are high. That doesn't sound great. Who's ready for some purple pros?
Oh, hell yeah. You know, commune with more nature, dudes.
Great poison. Something stirs. That has capitals. That means it's important.
Ah, it's us. Talking about us.
Oh no, we feel her. Across the void, she hunts the corrupted. Fates be one. Our pride shatters. Prophecy become real. Is she gonna come fix all of our problems? Just
These
wondering.
ducks are so long-winded.
They really are. This is basically all the Chozo lore. Sight eludes us. Poison gnaws at our vision.
I'm actually taking back them being ducks. They're swans.
Extremely full of themselves.
Extremely up themselves. Swans.
Also worth noting, these guys won't really bug you, although they will do damage to you if you happen to run into them. Anyway, we could totally roll into a morph ball and jump into the poison fountain, but being a poison fountain and all that, it probably isn't the best of approaches. Could go through this door. I'm sure nothing bad could happen if we go through this door. Booms. Can I not scan these shrooms? I guess not. You can scan them eventually, but their scan data's a bit weird. When you shoot them, they make a poison fart cloud. It ain't good.
Yeah, don't stand in the poison fart cloud.
Don't stand. Yeah, if you happen to go this way, don't go this way.
Oh no, well of course Adam hasn't told us we could switch on our fire suit yet.
Yeah, heat damage doesn't fuck around. Don't try it. Ow. We will need some form of Varia suit to be able to,
Canadian Goose is also a pretty good,
These guys are real motherfuckers to scan, by the way.
pretty good guess as to, Chozo species.
Fucking shriek bats. Hello, Sasarika. Oh, they are making that noise over and over again. Body
Alright,
temperature, 121 centigrade.
The barrier suit.
Yep, the barrier suit. Ceilings while hunting for small prey. Fiercely territorial, dive bomb anything that wanders nearby. They go so hard that they fucking explode.
Right? That doesn't seem very beneficial.
Yeah, they're not even like hivey creatures. If you did manage to get here without the missiles, you will be blocked off here, so... Good that you have some. I'm not sure you can, though, because you do need the morph ball, and the morph ball does require these. Anyway, we're here in the Arboretum. Incidentally, this chamber here is the big fountain at the top of the everything. In case you were wondering. Yeah, the music has a little bit of trouble, but don't worry, it's real calm and collected, so it sounds good when it's slowed down, right? Anyway, new creature, Reaper Vine. Turns out that isn't actually a giant bird, which is what I thought it was for like years. It's a vine, a powerful rock-dwelling tentacle. Single eye. It does have an eye, because all of the things, all the plants in this game have eyes for whatever reason.
I mean, they need them to see.
Vision limited to 10 meters, scythe-like appendage, honed to lethal sharpness.
See if you don't have eyes.
Swing this blade wildly at anything that enters its zone of perception. So basically, you try to get on their shit, they don't take very kindly to that.
Yeah, the Uber shaders really make this game run somewhere.
Oh god, yes. It would just constantly be compiling like shaders for all of this bullshit at all times. This series like pushes the GameCube graphical chip to its absolute limits. Hello, red stuff. The red vines will hurt us, as red vines in real life do. 4 runic symbols in this room must be activated. Neat. Oop, save station. If you do start doing that thing that I'm doing here, the game's like, there's more for you to do. Because you may notice that there's, like, this room here basically leads directly to the boss chamber. And I think you... Oh, boy. I think you can get to it. It's just, you might need morph ball bombs.
I think it was actually Metroid Prime
3 is absolutely the worst one.
I think 3 was the benchmark for the...
Yes, 3 was the one they used for everything.
Definitely the Prime series, yeah.
But the whole series is quite bad.
Yeah.
For it. Anyway, so we could continue our way up here, scanning those weird runic symbols, but I think I'll just take my chances and head this way. Door cannot be opened with that weapon. It will always tell you that if you accidentally shoot one of these instead of with a missile. With gun instead of missile.
Idiot, moron, not that weapon.
Not that. Not that. Incidentally, I believe if you shoot a regular door with a missile, it will also bounce off in the exact same way. So, I mean, at least they're consistent. Here's our save room. Shoot a missile, shader.
Everyone shader, morph ball shader, everything shader.
Yep.
Everything was shady.
Yeah, the light effects in the game are just changing literally constantly. More bats. Bye, bats.
So the Dolphin basically had to start emulating not just the game, but how like the GameCube actually does shaders.
Emulating the GPU unit that does the shaders. It's kind of incredible. We got 2 paths over here. I love this. I'm having so much fun right now. I believe we can go to this one first, and I want to go to this one first because it has a good item in it. I don't believe you're actually blocked off from going this way, and with the space jump boots, I'm absolutely not blocked off from going this way.
Yep.
It is funny because having the space jump boots makes you fundamentally rethink how you do all the platforming around here, because like when you only have one jump, you basically got to go like jump onto that platform, go up here, jump up over to here. You have space jump boots. I might need to be a little higher to get up to it, but like, A, these jumps are 10 times easier because of course they are. B, I can sort of just opt out of large portions of this. Just, yep, I'm up here now. You would normally have to go like jump up to that platform, go over there, take that morph ball section all the way through there, get harried by bats on the way over. But nope, don't gotta do any of that. By the way, you can hear a little, like, pulsing noise. It's not actually all those bats that are up there. They would attack us if we went onto that platform, though. But that pulsing noise is an upgrade. Whenever you hear that, there is an upgrade nearby. In this particular case, this thing. I said it's this thing. That's another missile that you can potentially get out of order, although probably not. Anyway, if I scan this, I can probably not. If I was capable of scanning it, it would probably tell me it's made of corundite, which bounces missiles off of it. So we'll need some different ammunition to get that. Probably not important. Let's instead go this way. This area is basically like relatively linear, but does just let you explore wherever you really want to. There's a lot of rooms you can go through that won't really, you know, block you off or anything. There are definitely scans for a lot of these things. I don't even know what this is. That which fouls the waters, seeks the sun. Probably not important. I'm surprised that that's not a scan target.
A thing?
Because I happen to know. So, like, when you scan a lot of the breakable stuff in this game, it will tend to tell you that it's made of a specific, like, alloy or metal or anything like that. And different ones are breakable by different expansions that you have. So, like, if you always have your scan visor out, it will basically always tell you about things. Also, there we go. This is the fungus. Blast cap. Volatile chemicals will explode if agitated. Poisonous flesh of the blast cap keeps it from being eaten. It also fucking explodes when it senses even slight contact. Rude. Oh hey, can we scan the water now? Yeah, toxicity level's critical.
Ooh.
Contact is extremely hazardous.
What's here?
That's the water is poisonous in the entirety of the ruins.
So
Just try not to
hazardous.
touch it.
Don't touch water. Got it.
I have touched poison.
As I drink water.
As I take a quick sip. Alright, I think this room is the first one to have to actually require you to do this puzzle. A runic symbol has been activated. 4 runic symbols in this room must be activated. If I just say fuck that and just move forward, let's see what happens.
I've seen a lot of old games things when it comes to like graphics and stuff like the gameplay and everything. A lot of them are really fascinating with what they did to get around their limitations.
Oh yeah. Sure if I can do this. It's not high enough. I'm wondering if I can skip large sections of this with the thing. I also know like that I'm missing several of these scan points here, but don't worry about it. Not that important. Basically, I want to show off what it'd like tell you to actually get these things. These vines don't go away, by the way.
It's true, or
They just
even
sort
use their limitations, yeah.
of briefly
I
stop.
feel like a lot of new games use
Large metal grate.
just power through.
4 runic symbols. Matching symbols with this room must be scanned to gain access. So yeah, this is a puzzle archetype.
Think about Pokemon Red and Blue and
look.
how amazing it is that they run.
At all, ever.
Like the amount, the coding they had to do things is incredible.
Anyway, for the last symbol, let's gently agitate these mushrooms. It can be a little tough to aim this in one specific spot.
What did those poor shrooms ever do to you?
Grew on top of a runic symbol. Runic symbol has been activated.
And that just means you can blow them up?
Yep.
They're probably sentient, you know.
I mean, they explode when they're touched.
Every plant here is sentient according to the lore.
The gate has been unlocked. Thanks, gate. We come over this way. This is completely skippable. Because it's the charge beam.
Hello, charge beam.
That said, it's ridiculously overpowered and I don't want to mash, so I am absolutely getting the charge beam. Plus, it's required for some other stuff that you can do later in the game. So absolutely getting it.
You now blow those up.
And now that we have this, we can't target them directly, but the charge beam will kill off these BMOS fuckers. So that's nice. Don't gotta go all Catherine Zeta-Jones here. Could do some reading. Return to Talon IV, born here against our will by great cataclysm from the reaches of space. Meteor came, casting a dark shadow of debris over the land, violence of attack. Receive this from beyond space and time. It was but a curiosity. Player in the infinite march of the universe.
Alright.
But, oh boy. A great poison burst forth from the meteor. So, this meteor seems to have caused some problems.
Meteors, guys.
They did not fuck the meteor.
They fucked the meteor.
They absolutely did not fuck the meteor.
Fuck the meteor.
Yes, Frozen Treasure, this is 1.0. I'm doing a lot of bullshit, and I have the space jump boots currently. Searching for why we are here.
See, they're absolutely really pretty, and that's why I say swans now.
So basically, they escaped their mortal forms and left time and space. Strange Shrimp, thank you so much.
Thank you.
7-month resub. And they were pulled back by a giant meteor filled with a great poison hitting the planet. Which, you know.
Pirate logs are still king in terms of this game's writing.
Yeah. Oh, they're the best. We'll be seeing a lot more of those.
Yeah, I'm really just solidifying my opinion that the Chozo are swan.
Yep. Anyway, if you want me to not disrupt any more of the fungal life, I won't. You know, in this room.
Those poor sentient mushrooms.
Because I can jump to avoid them.
Stop shooting those sentient mushrooms. They'll gang up on us. They'll smother us in our sleep with their poison gas.
Luckily, Samus never sleeps. So we have the charge beam, and I feel a lot less naked now. I love the charge beam. A lot. And there we go. Structural weakness detected in the sandstone blocks core. Okay, so sandstone is one of the, like, keywords that tells you about what to do when you see it. It specifically corresponds to the bombs, which we don't have yet. The fact that you can't lock onto these guys does bug me.
The scans are different in the PAL version of the game? Okay. A weird thing to change.
I guess there was a lot of reloading. Ah, that's fun. That door has a lock on it. I can actually see from here. And it's a research, which I think might be missable because there are a finite number of locks in the game. There's a lot of really random missable stuff in the game. So, but basically, that lock is engaged, which means we can't go through that door at all.
That's true, they did have to add all the U's back in, as they should.
True. Yeah, that lock is a missable scan, like I said. And yeah, this large energy is also a scan data, but you can always get more large and small energy. You never know when you're going to need to replenish 10 small things of energy. We've not been locked in behind us, so everything's totally fine. If I really wanted to, I could probably go up and I hit the jump button.
Dead as hell.
Nope. If you do this, the game does provide this ramp. You will take like 60 damage, which is quite a bit. Oh yeah.
Not quite.
I could probably make that with a good enough jump, but...
Fine, Squirtle.
But I mean, even if I did make it over there, the door is still locked.
Yeah.
You actually have to go through the terrifying puzzles of this room to be able to get it. Drops will be weighted depending on what you need, incidentally.
Oh, okay.
When you're low on health, you'll get more health drops. When you're low on missiles, you'll get more missile drops.
Okay.
Once you get power bombs, you'll like literally only ever get power bombs, but that's besides the point. Anywho.
Oh, Jesus, hello.
Hello there.
Fuck are you, buddy?
That's a stone toad.
Toad?
Preys on creatures smaller than itself, vulnerable only from within.
Toad?
Yeah, look at him. He's got a lovely little mustache. Double mustache.
It looks like a really fat, pudgy owl.
Maybe a little bit. if I was to just for no particular reason, oh no! So yeah, if you roll up into a morph ball, he will just suck you up and be like, "Yeah, you don't taste that good." Nothing we can do about him now, but they did say vulnerable only from within. Instead, let's go out here. Ah, hello there.
That's some music. Hello. That doesn't seem like a creature.
Yeah, you know, a mechanoid creature. This game has an interesting design idea of sentience, so why not an interesting idea of creature? So anyway, this is the garbage
Fair.
bot. Can defend itself if necessary. I'm not really sure why the trash compactor would need to defend itself, but
Well,
hey.
How many people want to murder a trash compactor?
Probably a decent number,
I do,
suppose.
right? So it has to be able to defend itself. I mean, you're
The
murdering...
door lock is also here,
You're
by the way.
murdering it right now.
I am trapped here with it, though.
I mean, yeah, exactly. If you get trapped in the trash compactor, you want to murder it.
Ah, so if I go here, this is, you know how if you go far away, you can sort of see a thing in the distance? This is it. This is like the reticle, and it's the reason it's here is because my lock got broken. But figured I'd just show that off. By the way, when you hurt this guy, he summons bees.
As you do, as you do.
These bees are also unique to this fight. There are 2 separate fights in this area with missable scans for bees. This one's a barbed war wasp.
Oh, that's so different from the other war wolves.
So it shoots you with a gun.
Incredibly
Can
different.
propel the tip of its stinger up to 20 meters, which is kind of ridiculous. Stinger tips regrow seconds after launch, contain acidic compounds designed to pre-digest prey. Why is this game so full of bees? I don't know. So anyway, this thing will basically summon a bunch of bees on you. It's only vulnerable when its little head bit is out. That thing. But not really that dangerous. And it's quite rude of it to like set fire to the bee's nest, like in self-defense. Not really sure about that as a valid strategy. But there we go. When you blow it up, it also burns the nest down, so maybe it wasn't so bad after all.
Boom.
What it was guarding... the morph ball bomb.
Ah, hello.
So we now have most of the power-ups that we had before, that we lost in the explosion. I believe we're currently just missing the grappling hook and the Varia suit. The Varia suit we're gonna get really soon. The grappling hook, we're not. All in morph ball mode, drop a bomb. So, morph ball bombs are generally really good. They will make Samus jump. If you're really good with morph ball bombs, you can double jump with them. This takes a lot of practice. Anyway, morph balls, like I said, blow up sandstone.
Roll. Missile.
Your reward for noticing that there's a sandstone thing in here is a missile expansion.
Alright.
I think there's any lore or anything around here. Yep, it's just a room with a missile expansion. And this is also a dead end. I won't check the extremely slow map, but this path ends right here.
Right.
So yeah, the nest does have a thing. Oh hey, the War Wasp hive. It's just marked as a regular hive, despite being a barbed War Wasp hive.
Costumes you linked with.
Yes.
I remember doing like stuff like that.
Yep, you can totally get it.
GBA-GC connection was you can probably emulate it with Dolphin and VBA.
This is the part.
Maybe it's
Yeah, I know.
what you can and can get to work because we got Crystal Chronicles to work.
Yep.
But I cannot get
Ooh,
Sonic.
an energy spike.
Ooh.
Let's go detect that energy
I
spike.
cannot get Sonic Adventure 2 and
Oh,
Sonic
dear.
Advance.
Wow, the more map I fill in, the worse this gets.
Aye.
Oh hey, there's an energy spike over there. Anywho, This is kind of incredible.
Yeah.
And yes, I have played the original Metroid through Metroid Prime. But this is the part that actually teaches you how the bomb jump works. I really like the way that all this goes because there's a ton of stuff that basically just teaches you about bombs. In fact, I could kill this good Toad, but he never did anything wrong, and I just want to retweet him. So let's just ignore him for now and see if we can't figure out the mysteries of this room in some other way. Mostly because I want to show why he's actually, like, necessary for this. But basically, if you do have the hint system on, it points you to a room that's through that doorway that it's locked. I show very slowly. God. But if we do go this way, it's currently underwater. So we're going to have to find a way to unplug that. Yeah, emulated emulators. I should play Metroid Prime, or play Metroid 1 on Dolphin. That's the way to do things. So anyway, if we curl up into a ball and drop a bomb, we blow that frog the fuck up. And, Drew Civ, thank you for the follow. Rip Frog, he never scored. Ooh, a standard morph ball slot. It's active. The morph ball slot may or may not be missable, I'm not totally sure. Because I think when they're inactive, they're not actually a scan. There's a lot of really weird morph ball slots. That said, that particular one was actually the drainage control for the area, so that's convenient. Oh wait, that's a timer. Yeah, when this device was activated, the water level in the other room was reduced. That beeping noise is a timer, and the fact that I can't roll into a fucking room is not helping me.
Timer.
So if I go through this second machine, it lifts up these platforms. Which you're sort of supposed to run up there and jump around to, but we don't have to do that. Instead, we come up into this third, entirely unrelated room. Jump up here. Blow up this bomb. Yeah, bomb slots are missable. That's what I thought. So I think doing that has finally turned the room on fully and unlocked the door that had been locked before. Might as well take a quick look around the area down here now that we're not in a rush, though.
Nah, it's fine.
You'll notice if you are down here that this hallway was the one that was flooded earlier.
Ah, yeah.
That you can just come straight down here if you're not totally sure where you're going. Not sure if there's any upgrades in this room or not. The one thing that I'm not 100% on is where every upgrade in the game is. Also not sure if there was like a lore in there or something. The space jump boots make it very easy for me to get around, so I can kind of just wander and do shit. Which is lovely. I love the space jump boots. This is why I just get them first.
Yep.
Alright, now we're gonna go into what is probably my favorite room in the game, but we won't understand why for a while. But, we go through this quick loading tunnel. We end up in a room.
Always amazing.
Yep. We end up in a room with a strange track on it. If we scan this track, it's basically like magnetic rail system track, appears to be active, spider ball technology required to access track. That's normally true for these things, but it's not actually true for this one. In fact, if I really wanted to, I could climb up that right now. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go down here, over through here. But we'll be back here. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, that particular track is extremely silly. Instead, we're going to that thing that they said was an energy spike, and we get an energy tank for our troubles. I think this is the only time the game actually like tells you about a health upgrade or something like that with the hint system. It just basically it's kind of to ferry you around.
Yeah.
I think if I ram myself against this with this, yeah, it's like nope, you ain't got the right upgrade for this.
You ain't got that shit. Get out of
If I
here.
was
You
to, like,
need
just
the magnetic
really-
boots.
Really look at this
Wait,
thing.
no, wrong game.
Oh, this is getting a little shaky.
That don't seem like that should happen.
Let's call that a sneak preview. Anyway. Spider Ball tracks are like the Spider Ball part of Spider Ball tracks is sometimes a suggestion.
Yeah.
That said, it needs a moment to reload this room. We'll be back there later. We could go do things there right now, but I would rather have the wave beam before I actually, officially go do that. For reasons. Anywho. I could actually do something there that would be really bad for me, technically.
Yep.
Like it would be a real ass. Ooh, fluid patterns analyzed. Main source of toxins and ruins detected. Oh dear.
Oh look, that big conspicuous room is where the toxin comes from?
Yep. It's called the Sun Chamber.
I never would have guessed.
Wasn't there something about a chamber in the sun?
No.
Yeah, probably not that important.
Wait, I don't listen to those Chozo guys when they're rambling.
That's true.
Basically, just your honks. I have been enough around swans that I know what they sound like.
Yeah, Babbage, I've done that to myself. I have done that thing that you were thinking of, and I'll explain later what that is when we go back there. Anyway. Let's just say there's a thing about these ruins that makes them really annoying on retraversals. That I could totally activate right now if I go far enough down that path.
Whoops.
That I'm not going to do for now. Anywho. So, this room is the room that we saw that has the other room with the 4 symbols in it. And if I was to hit the map, I would find that there's a doorway at the top that is blocked by a 4 symbol door. So, let's go looking. We already hit that one. We already hit this one, but we'll just go through it. I think there might actually be a slightly different scan for this particular one if the fungus is up. Yeah, there we go. Intelligence suggests the presence of a runic symbol here, below all that gross red weed.
Me, yeah! Thank you!
Greetings, this is Space Pirate Captain. My augmented cat has continued her path of destruction. Science team has developed an augmented form of catnip for her.
Well, that's good. I'm sure that won't have any knock-on effects.
That does sound like a good idea, I gotta say.
We got those two. I think the next ones are higher up in the room. Get the feeling some bees are about to start bugging us unless I preemptively blow up their hive. So if we were to try to get across further, like further up this room, we would be stopped by this. Which is, yep, sandstone. So you can totally hit that with the morph ball bombs. I think I can make this jump though. If I can hit the right fucking button.
If you jump.
If I do that jump thing, perhaps.
If you do jump full.
I'm reasonably certain you can make it up this room without the morph ball bombs.
Since we might have to scan the...
I actually scanned it the first time I came through this room, for the record.
Yeah, you're saying if you leave, you might have to scan it again.
That's smart of you to make me do that, because you're totally right that might happen. Anyway, when it does say that, that does mean that you got it, when it's like the 4 runic symbols have to be activated, as opposed to present suggests. Also, I totally made that jump there. There we go.
There we go. Weed. Bees.
Weed and bees, my 2 favorite things. Blow that hive up. They will continue to spawn basically infinitely. Also, can I spawn these? Aha! I can. New creatures, venom weed, poisonous plants retract into the ground if threatened. So these are basically the non-poison ones, except they slow you and hurt you while you're in them. Rude of them. I'm just going to bypass them completely.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I keep hitting X to jump, like A to jump, basically. It's actually B. And it's fine most of the time once I'm in the groove, but when I'm getting ready to do a jump, it always kind of screws me. The good thing is I would have missed this.
Is that because of, No, I guess Kingdom Hearts also used...
Yeah, that it does. So I guess I should be
I don't
used
know
to
why
that.
you're wrecked. Because I'm wrecked because I'm playing Kingdom Hearts and Ratchet and Clank.
And those do swap it.
Yeah, well, circle is attack, Ratchet and X is jump, and it's literally the opposite in Kingdom Hearts, and it fucks me up real bad.
Nice. Anyways, there's this.
But I get for
No, I
playing
wonder.
5 billion games.
Good choice.
You fall like a stone when you do. Venom Weed, also known as Punished Weed, Big Weed, Vic Weed.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Ball City Crime Fighter. I am reasonably certain this door is optional because there's a little hole in the top of it. And I did in fact miss one of the symbols. I believe this is not actually Invisawalled, it's just quite tight timing that I may not be able. Ah! The Morph Ball Bomb Jump is also forbidden tech. Yeah, it doesn't want me to do that. Alright. Yeah, I believe it is just right behind me. I just wanted to see that if I could do it or not. I'm reasonably certain there is a trick that lets you just
Get
over
that.
that.
You can triple bomb jump over it. You know, if you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, triple bomb jumps, which are even tougher than regular bomb jumps, because you're never actually expected to do triple jumps at any point. Alright, one thing I'm going to do that is going to require I kill the frame rate briefly. Oh, this is so good. Is just point out real quick that this boss door will eventually lead us to the elevator. However, if we went back to the room where we got the first set of missiles the first time, there is nothing stopping us right now from going straight to the elevator and going straight to the next section. Now, that would be a really bad idea, for reasons that will make sense. But I just wanted to point out that you totally can skip this boss if you really are feeling like an awful
Spicy?
person. If you're really feeling like you want to hurt yourself. Let's get all of these red vines and fine whips out of the way. Yeah, if you're feeling ghost pepper spicy, this boss is technically skippable in a way that is even like in a technically that I would use even more so than the worm in Final Fantasy XII.
Oh, well, I mean, that's fair, Brendan. You totally wouldn't want to skip the source of the Space Pirate Captain's augmented catnip.
Oh,
That'd be terrible. Oh, Jesus.
that looks fun.
Is that the plant that Chozo fucked?
I mean, I'm not sure they were involved in it that much. Maybe they did fuck it before it got all creepy and
now
poisonous.
it's vengeance?
But now it's definitely getting some vengeance. I'm gonna do this boss the real way. I have done it the space jump way. It's very silly. But I think I haven't looked up how you fight it in quite a while. So I'll just probably do this regular style. This is the Flogger.
You're gonna do some spicy missile attack or not?
Maybe. New creatures. Morphology, Flogger. This mutant plant, source of all the toxic water in the ruins. Flogger's growth cycle has been radically accelerated. As a result, requires near
Foie gras.
constant exposure. The solar
with
energy
wine.
to remain active. This exposure has made his outer shell thick and durable. Its lower root system is unprotected and vulnerable, however. Exploit this fall when possible. Concentrated weapon fire can daze it for short periods.
Foie gras.
Yeah, you should totally look up the shit that you can do if you have the space jump boots. So anyway, one thing this fight will teach you is the difference between yellow flashing and red flashing. Yellow flashing means that you are like doing effective like fire to an enemy, that like doing it will do something, but it isn't actually life damage. You're not actually hurting it when you do that. You're just, you know, potentially stunning it. What you're actually supposed to do in this fight is shoot all of those shoot the mirrors that are giving it that constant sunlight, and then slide your way into here and bomb its roots. Yeah, I might see if I can get the thing. And also, yeah, by the way, there are, I think, 2 missable scans in this, one being the boss itself, the other one being its roots. Yeah, the bomb slots aren't real bomb slots, they'll just grab you. They're just hitboxes. Ow. Yeah, there we go. So this tentacle is a missable scan. One of Flogger's tentacles fills this narrow drainage channel. Analysis indicates his central nervous system is located at the base of this structure. Go into this fucking tunnel, is basically what they're saying. See if I can do it. Ow.
He does that, fucker. Nope.
Yeah, you can totally do things to get over there and like smack it. But anyway, like I said, I haven't really practiced it, and I'm not really in that much of a mood to die to this guy, so let's just do it. Because he's actually pretty dangerous when you allow him to be. Yeah, this boss doesn't actually involve missile strats, because I'm not actually...
doing any damage, yeah.
Yeah, all the damage you do to him is through this. Side note, these mirrors, if you take too long, will go back up. Ow. Might actually die here because I'm so unpracticed. There we go. Ba-dumph. You bounce when he dies on the ground like that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like specific jumps to each slot. Yeah, he like knocks the mirrors back down with his scythes. Hello, LT.
Look at him.
I'm gonna die to the Flagger because I haven't played this game in quite a while. I'm so not used to all the movement. He does drop a bunch of like power-ups and stuff when he dies, so there's that. By the way, when you have the space jump boots, you can totally double dash basically, which is super useful for movement in these boss fights. There we go. Ba-dumph. I do love the little bounce your morph ball does when he hits the ground.
This fight is broken. It's on the game on display.
That's funny. It just stops too early.
Yeah.
That owns.
Legit.
So yeah, basically if you just stun this guy with extreme prejudice, you can get through and use him to do the jumps quickly. So you basically just want to get around the room as fast as possible. Knock all these up. Uh-oh. Well, that doesn't look fun. Oh, there he is, knocking the mirrors down.
Yep.
The fuck. Doesn't mean I'm gonna have to go like all the way around to get to the final one. Of course, these tentacles are like disintegrating as we go along. Oh, there he goes. I bounced, so I'm good. But there we go. First boss of the game.
It was only the first 30 seconds. Yeah.
I'm not surprised because it is very like slow and repeaty, droning, monotonous. That is funny. I didn't actually know that. Anywho, so remember that first Chozo lore that talked about like a big old fountain provides all their water?
Oh, alright.
This is the source of it. This is the fountain, and we have destroyed the thing that was apparently just pumping toxins into it 24/7.
Nice.
Which has purified literally all the water in the ruins.
That's not how it works.
Don't worry about it.
That's not how that works.
It's not important even slightly.
Literally not how that works.
Nope, not the lock. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, it's our barrier suit.
So yeah, we're gonna get our temperature resistant suit. The probably more important...
I can see why skipping this boss would be a problem.
Yep. The other important thing that this does that I don't think the game ever tells you is that it halves all damage you take.
Oh.
Every suit that you get halves damage further. Which means if you skip this, you're basically taking double damage from everything in the game after this point.
And I mean, the other stuff it does. Technically skippable.
Technically skippable. You could do it. I wouldn't stop you. I probably should stop you,
Like,
but I
I'll
wouldn't.
give the game the morph ball, but that's not how toxins in water works. I have to stand my ground. I have a PhD in
So,
chemistry.
yeah, look at all this.
I cannot let this stand.
All this extremely non-toxic water. Gotta love it.
Do you have infinite breathing, or?
Yes, there is no air system. You just move
Nice.
super sluggishly in water. You can kind of see, and like my
yeah.
jump height is gibbed.
I don't like air meters.
Yeah. It
I'm really-
also
I'm really
slows
glad
your,
I,
or it also makes your vision worse.
I
Side
have
note.
the O2 helmet in Ratchet and Clank, and there's no
see.
air meter anymore.
Yep, that
in
is
water.
nice.
It's great. I love it. I don't drown anymore.
Yep. So yeah, water is still a pain to navigate because it slows you down a lot, but it won't kill us to be in the water in the ruins. So now we could just go
Hooray!
around the ruins and, you know, explore things.
Hooray!
Ah, yes. You don't get these super often, but this is actually a 100 health drop. Ultra energy. It basically fills you up so that you can't, you know, like if you just barely survive the fight with the Flogger.
That's true. You're right. Samus isn't breathing this air anyway.
Ah, these guys. They are Chuckyas. They can't be killed. Currently.
So they're not really Chuckies.
Because they are vincible, just not by our current levels of vince. Pulse Bamboo. Life form of raw energy. Periodically releases explosive segments from its body. It's pooping.
He's pooping
Invulnerable
all over
to
the
most
place,
known
yeah.
weapons, electricity energy can harm them.
Oh, I wonder what we're gonna get.
Lack any intelligence beyond instinctive attraction to other charged energy
Oh,
sources.
so the plants are sentient, but this guy isn't?
Look,
Fuck
it's
you,
just
game.
a ball of pure energy.
Fuck
It's fine.
you, game. Clearly
So
it's sentient.
the important thing about this is if I charge it is literally magnetically attracted to me. So don't use your charge beam around those guys. Ah, this room. There is a trick for this room because you will eventually have to return to the Flogger room. And you can kind of see that there's a spider ball track here. The reason for that is that after you beat the Flogger, the room becomes inaccessible from the other door. You have to come back through this room. And what you need that's from that room is in fact required to beat the game. So we will have to be back here at some point.
Okay.
It is technically possible to skip the beam, but to skip the spider ball. Despite this,
Okay.
I'm not going to do this trick because it is arguably even harder than the scan dash. But you can get back up there. You can do some really stupid jumps to get up to like basically if you look at this spider ball track. Okay, yeah. So you need to do this. Oh god, this is even dumber than I remember. So you'll notice that there's another one of those locks on here on that doorway up there that you need to scan a bunch of things for. One of those locks is under this thing, which if you read this is cordite. Cordite can only be blown up by super missiles. Super missiles are also skippable in this game. Which means, yeah, the super missile skip is what I'm thinking. Right, you actually do need the spider ball for this. It's the super missile skip that I'm thinking of. So it's basically, you can get past this to be able to get up there and get where you need to go without getting through that and needing the super missiles for it.
Okay.
I did have that trick mixed up. I'm not doing that because it is hard as fuck to do that trick. But anyway, so like there's some really dumb shit, and the thing that's actually that I meant to say here is that the actual trigger that changes the room of the Flogger from the Flogger boss fight to the thing that we're gonna need to get way later happens as soon as you fall down this hole. Which means if you can jump back up there, you can go up and get it right now. Don't do that though. Don't. Anyway, let's look at this Chozo lore, your favorite. The world of living things feels strange to us. Existed so long on the edges of time and space. So all this was written after they got back from their psychedelic mind trip. Let's see. We Chozo can never return to our dimension, not while the great poison reaches ever further into the planet. It is so powerful, creeping evil, our walls are crumbling and our minds are beginning to fail.
Here.
Before it's too late, make our last stand, begun to build a temple to contain the darkness. At its heart, place a cipher. A mystical lock powered by 12
Are
artifacts.
we gonna break this lock? That seems dumb.
We're breaking the fuck out of this lock.
And that seems like a
But
bad
that's
idea.
a lot later.
That seems like a very bad idea.
Harness in our ethereal states. Even when we are done, it may be too late.
Oh, so speedrunners jump down below the half-lane.
Yeah, I've done that. So yeah, that's the jump that I'm thinking of, like that you do without the thing. You fall down. So like, the reason that this is so hard, and I have done this before, is that what you do is beat the Flogger fight, fall down and get yourself stuck on a Geemer that is crawling up the wall,
Yeah.
bomb jump up, using like double and triple bomb jumps so you don't have to use the spider ball and go back into the room.
Ah.
If you are constantly taking damage as you do this, so if
Uh-oh.
you fuck up the trick enough times, you die and have to refight the Flogger.
Ouch.
It is hell to do. That was the trick that I was actually thinking of. But that like makes it very easy for you to skip the super missile, as long as you can do that trip, because the return trip up goes. I think I did it in the run with Slow Beef. I am absolutely not doing it now. I have not practiced that trick in years, and frankly, it's dumb. Anyway, we can go through this door. I just remember that it puts you back into the main room and locks the door behind you, so it's not easy to get back. This door here goes back to the morph ball room with the where we got the missiles. I can pop in there, I think. That'll be easy enough to get back through. And this is like the area that I said you could skip, or that you could use to skip the Flogger fight, technically. It's like if we go down this way, we end up in this room.
Hello.
Where we got our first set of missiles.
Yep.
So yeah, if you do come all the way back here after getting the morph ball bombs and like, you know, all the other stuff you want, you can literally just leave this area.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it, why not?
Don't need no Varia suit.
Enemy troop movements, increased pirate activity in the Magmoor Caverns. Well, how do I get to that extremely slow game? Oh my god, this is incredible.
No, there's a boss waiting for you back in that room.
And yes, there is another thing waiting for you if you go back into that room.
Alright.
Anyway, let's take this elevator.
Woo!
I'm kind of between stopping at the save room at the start of Magmoor Caverns and just going through Magmoor Caverns. Because it should be relatively quick. There's actually not anything to get in Magmoor Caverns here. You're actually just moving straight through it.
Okay.
But anyway, as the name Magmoor Caverns might imply to you,
Fiery?
yeah, if you go into this area without the Varia suit, remember how much lava damage we were taking? Every room, like beyond this one, is full lava damage.
Ah.
So, yeah. Technically, you can skip the Flogger, as long as you can survive the trip from through Magmoor Caverns, taking ridiculous heat damage all the way.
Good luck.
It is technically possible, but no, don't ever. Like, it is very technically possible. No, we have not been to Phendrana yet. We do have the space jump, though.
What is this boy?
Why? That's a Grisby.
It's a Grisby.
Whoever named these really just had a flair for cute names. Subvolcanic carrion feeder. Carapace can be breached by missiles. Grisby's carapace has been fused together by superheated air. Barrier stands up to everything but concussive blasts. It's dumb, so don't feel bad about killing it.
Yep.
Alright. Here, we're going to do another thing that makes the... Or actually, I think it might be the next room where we're going to do another thing that makes the super missiles skippable. The super missiles are skippable only by a strange freak, like a series of weird freak of nature, like programming errors.
Okay.
Side note. For reasons. Why would you want to kill it? So yeah, the music in this is literally just a remix of Norfair, if you played this from the first game, and it's lovely. Hello.
Hello.
A new creature's entry.
He's a
Magmoor.
big boy.
Oh, well, there you go. It's a fire serpent.
He's a big boy.
For extreme heat zones, susceptible to frigid attack forms. Navigate lava currents with sonar. Magmoor's keen sense of smell enable them to pinpoint targets with
If only
startling
we
accuracy.
had some sort of, I don't know, ice gun.
Yes, an ice beam of sorts.
No.
But that doesn't exist.
No, that's a pipe dream. There's nothing like that.
There's also puffers.
Puffer!
Puffers. Gas-filled
Puffers.
organisms rupture on contact. So this is another thing that leaves fart gas behind when you kill it.
Gas.
These guys are real bad, incidentally. Their fart clouds last ridiculously long and will damage you for a long ass time. Let's see, is there another scan? I want to take a real skeptical look at this. By the way, these platforms will just sink into the lava, so be careful about that if you stand on them too long.
Yep.
Hello, you. Puffers are basically there to get in your way when you're trying to do good, honest platforming.
Of course.
Anyway, there should, I think, be some scans somewhere on this, but it may be one directional. The thing about scans is they're their own points.
Yeah.
It may or may not, like, we may have missed it, it may not. I also may be thinking of the wrong pillar, but if you do scan a certain one of these pillars, it'll tell you that it's made of corundite, which is the super missile material. But if you just fire a few missiles at it, it explodes. And that looks fun. Let's go take a look at that. Yeah, there we go. That's the kind of damage puffers do to you. And that's with the half damage of the Varia suit.
Oh, nice.
But let's just grab this, see what this is. Okay, the pillar doesn't have any scans. Chozo artifact. Hey, didn't we hear something about 12 artifacts or something?
Are these what were born when they fuck trees?
Maybe. It's certainly
The
what's
artifact
keeping the
of
lock.
nature, so, you know.
It's certainly what's keeping the lock on the
Poison?
that big cap that they put on the Great Poison.
We really shouldn't break that.
I mean, we only have one of the 12. What are the odds that we find all 11
that
others?
seems really dumb and bad.
What are the odds we even find others?
Why are we doing this?
I can't
Is Ridley
imagine.
the Great Poison? Because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Nah, they didn't put a cap on him. No one puts a
Revenge.
cap on Ridley.
Revenge against Ridley would be the only reason. Why would you break a seal? They're there for a reason.
How does the suit know to make that extra triumphant music? Good question. Also, because we're not in the Chozo Ruins anymore, the map is fine.
Samus smiles ever so slightly. The suit recognizes that and
Right.
makes a triumphant music.
Right.
I
Obviously.
mean, extremely slightly.
She smirks more than anything. Anywho, glad we got that. Let's continue onward.
The hint system just still completely broken.
No, that is actually the correct hint here. The next place that the game is supposed to send you to is the Phendrana Drifts, because like I said, there's actually nothing in Magmoor that you need to get at the moment. What the game wants us to do here is go meet these little fellows by rolling under the floor.
Hello.
Triclops. Powerful jaws, hunter-gatherer, collect small creatures and bits of food stuff.
Oh, it's sending it. Yeah, it's still saying it's the wrong slot thing.
Oh, is it still doing that? Oh, that's fun. Interesting. Yeah, because it's not the predator activity. It's supposed to send you where the boost ball is. Increased predator activity is actually for the thing that comes after the space jump boots.
Yep.
Speaking of space jump boots, yeehaw! You could just go straight over this thing and only occasionally take fire damage, and then you skip all those adorable little boys.
Fuck you, boys.
Basically, this is what happens. They'll spit you out on the exit if they catch you.
And they dunk you.
They will walk you all the way to the exit. If they get the chance. Anyway. So you're really supposed to go through these drifts, or the Magmoor Caverns the first time without the fire suit, obviously. Or without the double jump. With the fire suit for sure, I assure you.
Fire suit? Well, no.
But you're supposed to go through this without your double jump originally. And because of that, that means the way that you can traverse it really changes afterwards. Which I like. There's a lot of opportunities for you to make movement a little bit easier. This is not critical path, but I know I can do here.
Uh-oh.
Really hated that morph ball.
Oh, I did not like that. I did not like that.
It's fine, don't worry about it. Ah, here we go. Hop into this cave real quick. Shove ourselves under the floor with all of these boys. Incidentally, if they do go hunting for you and you drop a bomb, you can kind of blow them up. They'll even be attracted to the bombs.
Nice.
It's not gonna walk me all the way back. There we go. It will shoot me to make friends with another one though. But make our way into here. And down this long ass corridor. Forgot how much work this was to just walk over to a missile upgrade. There we go. I have no idea if I'm actually going to get all the missiles and other upgrades. I'll do the ones I can remember, but I can't always remember.
No.
We did hear another one while we were underground. I don't think I can get out of here without... Yeah, I'm kind of... You get stuck in this little crevasse. Yeah, there we go. You can hear it. There's definitely something else around here, but probably not that important. No. Yeah, don't worry about that lore entry. We will get to it. Actually know what that particular glowing noise, or like that particular upgrade sound is. Definitely like around here somewhere.
Blow up that pillar.
Potentially. Potentially. I feel like most of these do have scans for them associated somewhere.
By that you mean I'm smart?
There you go. If you have a good ear, you can pick a lot of things out in this game.
Oh, so I really like blue.
That is fair. I'm not even sure I'm gonna get over to that.
Thing where I told you to get blue.
I don't remember. Probably
No.
several things.
And I was like, hey, what if you just like blow it up and it was the thing you had to...
Actually, I have no idea when I'm supposed to get this thing. Ow, I hit my head. I'm hitting like a ceiling or something. It's definitely not bouncing me the way it should. Let's see. Like, you could totally get that. I just have no idea how. 'Cause there's no screw attack in this game or anything else that would propel you forward an extremely high rate of velocity.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. That looks exceptionally suspicious. Distance. No, not doing anything. Ah! Oh! That's a way late upgrade then.
Ah.
I was thinking there had to be something. I always forget about that, about like a lot of these. So yeah, there's some invisible platforms that the X-ray visor would help you see.
Okay.
But we're not gonna get the X-ray visor for a bit. I may be getting it earlier than intended, for reasons though. But that'll be in a few streams time.
Uh-oh. That doesn't seem like the button you want to press.
No. I wanted to see if I could do that smoothly. Ah, so we come out to here and we see these pirate security cameras.
Oh, we were hitting our head on invisible platforms.
Ah, that would explain it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like I totally could have gotten that with it, but didn't really feel like playing guessing games. Anyway, these security cameras mean that we're getting into Pirate Town. So, useful to keep that in mind. Another fun thing is that if I was to just follow this through, and I don't think that there's anything stopping me from doing it, I would find a warp back to Chozo to Talon Overworld. But no reason to do that for now. Let's just continue along this way towards Phendrana Drifts. Probably missed the map room at this point.
Oh, well.
If there even is a map room for, ow. Hey, fuck you. That was speedy missiles, evidently. I'll explain that once I have something, like, it's worth firing 50 missiles at. Another thing that might be unique to the original North American release. But anyway. Geothermal power routing to the station. Unstable magma flow is a concern. I mean, you did build your research station in a volcano.
Right? Maybe if you wanted to not have that be a concern.
Leaching power from magma pools as planned. Oh, you just turned it into a power plant. Got it.
Seems extremely dangerous.
Recommended energy command deactivate central dynamo. Switch to geothermal power at once. Ooh. Local crystal formations possess low phazon residue. Do not have high value to the months of ground time, however. Do have it. Recommended processing of crystal for that market once. Phazon operations cease. So, they are pirates.
And from what I can tell, speedy missiles are in all versions of the game.
Ah, okay.
Phazon is completely unimportant. That's why they mention it so many times.
That's why it just appears in, like, every pirate lore.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Bomph. It's the pancake machine. We can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Collapsible suspension bridge functional but requires power. If only we had some form of kinetic energy granting power.
If only we were electricity.
A standard spinner device. I love how the game makes no excuses for why these things that work perfectly for Samus's power-ups, but like, could not possibly serve any other purpose.
I keep telling you, the space pirates are just really considerate.
Fair. So anyway, you can totally get to that door without the boost ball. I'm not going to, though. Instead, I'm going to go down the our intended path here. I think I am going to stop for something along the way, though. Yeah, okay, this room can be a real bastard, but it's where you're going to learn to get good at double bomb jumps. Because you may notice that the crate below me is destructible.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You did not get good at double bomb jumps.
Nope. So yeah, you have to do a double bomb jump to get up to here. For the record, this is totally optional. The actual path is over here. But fuck that. Sometimes this ledge can be a real bastard. There we go. Now, can I do it again?
Nope.
See, a double bomb jumping is a
Alright.
required tech in this game for 100%. Because you need it to get that. There's a few other places where it's needed. Double bomb jumps are basically meant to be the most that you would ever do in a normal playthrough. If your timing is ridiculous, you can do more than that in sort of specific scenarios. But anyway, let's go to Phendrana Drifts North.
Alright.
And then I think we'll go to the save point and finish up there.
Alright.
This is a pretty good place to cap it off, I think. Yeah, you basically have to game refill the like screw with the bomb refill timing by doing it in a ridiculously precise manner. This ice. It's ice.
Concussive blast, you say?
So this will blow up to either charge shots or missile shots. You can do whatever you like. And suddenly, out of that volcano and into the freezer.
You know, out of the frying pan and into the freezer is a line from FF10.
I love the Phendrana Drifts theme so much. It's so good. Also want to scan these voids. Ah, save station. Yeah, that's where we'll be headed.
Alright.
It may take me a little bit, but I'm gonna scan these fuckers. There we go.
Woo!
Flicker bat. Scavenger with optical camouflaging that renders it invisible to the naked eye. Flicker bats are deceptive creatures. Only way to track them reliably is with X-ray imaging. Not that that's important. Flit ceaselessly, hunting insects, other small prey. Flicker bats tend to fly in cyclical hunting patterns.
I've seen critiques of the new Spyro trilogy that said it's a glorified collectathon. Some people
sometimes
are just wrong.
Yep. Ah, Radion. Radion is another missile weak term. Not sure if they'll be here at the moment. These guys will, though. Look at these adorable little fuckers. Crystallites, cold weather scavengers. Reflex beam weapons can only be cracked by a concussive blast. You'll notice that's a theme with a lot of these things. Hang upside down during their larval stage, moisture runs off its body, forms a hard ice shell. It retains for the rest of its life. Let's crack that nut.
Look, if you're criticizing Spyro by saying it's a glorified collectathon, you're wrong. Yeah, well done.
Western Temple is in Phase 2 lockdown. All projects postponed. Under no circumstances are personnel to attempt access. New personnel report to the South Research Facility. Failure to report, 30% ration cut and extra duty.
I think you're just torturing President Arculus.
It's good. All ballistics support personnel report to Research Lab Hydra. Lockdown Containment Plan 3A in effect until further notice. So, we're kind of on the outskirts of a pirate lab here. I can't imagine that we're ever going to go further into that.
And break in and get assaulted by something they locked in.
Oh, certainly not. Certainly not break that containment that they got going on right now. That would be silly.
Space pirates aren't pirates, they just collect treasure and
sell
fight
it off.
things.
And sell it off to
and
weird monks.
Steal things from other people's ships.
Yep.
And sell it to people.
Yep. Don't do anything. They just do science. And good science at that. Alright, I think we're gonna cut it off here. Next time, we're gonna do... we're gonna start to see a lot more payoffs for the stuff going off the rails. In fact, I think we might actually do some of the largest skips that I have planned for this run next time around, because the one thing that's currently holding us up is getting the wave beam. And what we're gonna learn is that you're supposed to do a really big fetch quest to actually eventually get the wave beam. But we can kind of make a lot of that backtracking optional. But we'll have to look forward to that next time around. Also, yeah, that's one of her animations that she does if you idle for long enough. Hopes are gone a little bit.
Yep, we'll be back tomorrow with cards.
Yes, we will be finally playing more cards.
Yeah.
Should be a fun time.
Alright, see you everyone.
Bye. We will be back with more Metroid Prime next Thursday.
Yep.
See yas.